he once ordered the entire Wendy's and Burger King value meal so that he could binge and save a couple of bucks. When he was in his early 20s, he got chased out of an all-you-could-eat sushi joint by some very angry chefs. Later on, they hung up a sign in that same restaurant saying, 2-hour seating maximum. When he was 7 years old, he ate an entire cake his mother baked. She came home to find a sign that said, "I'm sorry, Mom, the cake was just so good, I couldn't stop eating it." He is the most interesting fasting fat man in the world. I don't always fast, but when I do, I lose 202 pounds in 5 months. Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. It's Big John, aka the amazing fasting fat man, aka the incredible shrinking man, aka Mr. Truthsayer, because everything I just told you in the beginning was true. Yes, in my early 20s, me and 3 of my best friends, we shared a loft on Great Jones in Manhattan. And one of my friends found an all-you-can-eat sushi place. So to me, that was like finding Disneyland in my backyard. So it was within walking distance. We went out there and, of course, commenced the eating. So an hour goes by, we're talking, we're eating, 2 hours. By around the 3rd hour, the waiter came to us and was like, "Look, here's the bill, you guys gotta leave." So, of course, I became indignant. It's like, I'm not leaving. I don't care if I eat you out of business. It's all you could eat. So the argument was going back and forth. Finally, the manager came out. The manager was saying that, "Look, you know, we want you guys to leave. Just pay your bill, get out." And we refused. He threatened to call the police. Now, one of my roommates, he was a law student. So he welcomed the idea. He said, he started in with, look, you know, the sign says all you can eat. It's an implied contract, yada, yada, yada. So long story short, the manager finally said, "Look, you guys don't even have to pay your bill. Just leave." So my other roommates, they were fine with that. But me, you know, the habit is still there. In my mind, look, I ate enough where the food was practically free anyway. The sushi was delicious. I did not have all you could eat. I wanted to keep eating. So I just kept arguing. Finally, the chefs came out the back. Now, I'm assuming the chefs, their little hands must have been tied from cutting up and rolling up all those sushis for me. They came out the back, and for some reason, they still had the cutting utensils in their hands. So that was my cue to get out of Dodge. Now, when I was 7 years old, and my mom tells this story ad nauseum to anyone who hear it, like to this day, I'm always hearing this story about the cake. So, when I was 7 years old, I did eat a whole cake that my mom baked. But the thing is, we remember it a little bit differently. She remembers giving me a stern talking to after the incident. I remember getting the life spanked out of me. In fact, I remember having a conversation with St. Peter's at the pearly gate. And he just said, "It's not your time yet, son, go back." And as I'm falling back into my body, all I heard was, "And next time, just one slice. For Christ's sake, just eat one slice." Seriously, that part didn't happen. My mother is not an abusive woman. She's not a cruel woman. But I know for a fact that I didn't escape that incident unscathed. But, you know, the memory of a 7-year-old could be unreliable, but so can the memory of, you know, a repentant parent. So I guess I won't really know until I'm actually at the pearly gates talking to St. Peter, and he rewinds that event. So anyway, today I want to, well, first let me thank a couple of YouTubers. CPR for the body. She did a lovely piece about me on her YouTube channel. Thank you, CPR. And also, I did an interview with this guy named Chris. I believe, I can't remember his YouTube channel, but the link for the interview will be in the description box. I also took the time to put the link to Angus Barbieri's doctor's note in the description box also, because I think a lot of you fasters could benefit from reading up on Angus's fast. But anyway, today what I want to cover is basically two things. Of course, you know, I get my topics from the comment section. One, I want to cover the benefits of fasting itself. And two, I want to cover my opinion on dry fasting. Okay, so let's get into it. First, the benefits of fasting. It promotes blood sugar control by reducing insulin resistance. If you guys can do yourself a favor, get Dr. Jason Fung's book, The Obesity Code. He covers a lot about insulin resistance. In fact, you could check him out on YouTube and learn about the reason why a lot of us are obese is because of insulin resistance and the way to combat that. Also, he also covers a lot of the topic that some of you guys give into. It's like myths about fasting. Like one, when you're fasting, it does not cause you to lose muscle mass. Angus Barbieri fasted for 382 days. So if fasting was causing him to lose muscle mass, by the time he ended his fast, he would just be a lump of jello. So that's not true at all, and that's also covered in Dr. Jason Fung's book, The Obesity Code. Also, fasting does not slow down your metabolism. What slows your metabolism is a caloric deficit diet. That slows your metabolism. Fasting, your body goes into pretty much like this state of emergency where everything is pretty much preserved. So like your metabolism doesn't slow, it just pretty much stays the same. But again, read Dr. Fung's book. I'm not going to go into the technical aspect of it. Another benefit of fasting is it promotes better health by fighting inflammation. The third benefit, it may enhance your heart health by improving blood flow and improving blood pressure. Now, a lot of you guys know that, you know, those of you who was with me from the beginning know that I had high blood pressure in the beginning. I used to take Enalapril, 10 milligram, in order to control that blood pressure. After 30 days of fasting, I no longer am on blood pressure medication. My blood pressure has been fine ever since. So here we are, day 143, and yes, that's right, day 143 of my 150-day water fast. In case you guys didn't know, I'm really going after it. But my blood pressure has been normal ever since I stopped taking my blood pressure medication. And also, I used to have sleep apnea, and that cleared up. I used to sleep with a CPAP machine on my back, and all night I sounded like Darth Vader. But now I'm no more. I sleep like a baby because I'm no longer confined and restrained to how much I can move because of the CPAP machine. I could roll around, toss and turn all I want. Ironically enough, I really don't. I pretty much sleep in one position, and when I toss, like it's to another position, I stay like that. I'm not restless at all, which is pretty good because prior to getting on the CPAP, I used to be a restless sleeper. Like many times I used to get kicked off the bed because I would literally roll over on my wife, and I don't do that anymore. Another benefit is it may boost brain function and prevent neurodegenerative disorder. It aids in weight loss by limiting calorie intake and boosting metabolism. That's right, it boosts the metabolism. And again, you guys don't take my word for it. I believe it was the Buddha that said, don't trust anything you hear, even if it comes from me. So basically, that's like, look, you know, it's the information age. Just look it up. You don't have to take my word for it. You know, that's why the internet is for us to research. And don't just take one source, take multiple sources, because in between all those sources lies the truth. Let me see, what else? Increased growth hormone secretion, which is vital for growth. It's vital for growth, metabolism, weight loss, and muscle strength. Also, like some of you guys asked if I work out, I don't take any protein in, so I don't lift any weights because that would be counterproductive. I mean, like, what's the sense of ripping up muscles if you don't have the protein to build it back up? But I do walk about 30 to 45 minutes a day, and then afterwards I watch Biggest Loser video on YouTube, and I do the exercise then. And like, so far that's been good to me. I tried doing, I have like kind of like a home gym. So I have a tread climber, and I tried doing that one time. I really tried to go hard, and that made me lightheaded. So there's a limit to how much I could push my body while I'm in this fasting state. Now, of course, when I finish fasting, I will definitely go at it, because I have to hit my goal, 195 by December. All you guys remember that. What else? It could delay aging and extend longevity. And finally, it may aid in cancer prevention and increase the effectiveness of chemotherapy. Now, that last part I read was really through lab animal studies, but I thought I'd mention it anyway. Again, don't take my word for it. Just check everything out. Just Google the benefits of long water fasts, and all these things will come up. You can find out for yourself. Now, there's one caveat that I have to mention. If you suffer from diabetes or low blood sugar, fasting can lead to a spike in crashes in your blood sugar levels, which could be dangerous. So, you know, again, I'm gonna give you all the information that I've been able to gather. Now, for the dry fasting. Now, there's two types of dry fasting. There's hard dry fasting, where you don't shower, you don't brush your teeth, you just abstain from water altogether. And then there's soft dry fasting, where you do shower and you do brush your teeth. Now, for me, I don't do dry fasting, and if I were to do dry fasting, it would be the soft dry fasting, because like I said in the last video, I walk around all day because of being in a state of ketosis with this toxic breath. So if I was to do the hard dry fasting, where I don't brush my teeth, pretty much that would put my wife and my son in a coma when I talk to them. So that doesn't make sense. Not to mention, as a big guy, I like to pride myself on staying clean, because I don't want to be the guy that's obese and smelly. You know what I'm saying? I'd rather be the guy who's like, you know, hey, that morbidly obese man, he smells fantastic. That's who I'd rather be. But I don't think I could do either one, because there was one time I went about 8 to 10 hours without drinking water during this fast, and I felt a little lightheaded. Now, that may have nothing to do with the lack of water. You know, it could just be a coincidence. It could be an outlier. But I'm kind of a coward, so I like to stay hydrated. Plus, water has been my best friend throughout this 143 days. So I like to drink water. I don't see myself depriving myself of water. And the other thing is, how much water do your body really absorb that you can't take a shower or brush your teeth? Like, I mean, like, seriously, like, how much pounds extra are you losing? Like, is it worth it, like, you know, to lose the extra 1-2 pounds Like, to me, it doesn't make sense. And I remember one thing my old gym teacher told me a long time ago, when I had told him I wanted to get one of those bodysuits that make you sweat. He told me, like, listen, your body has a certain balance of water. So you could sweat all that water out. One is dangerous because, you know, you could overheat. But the other thing is, all that water weight you sweat out, the minute you drink a cup of water, your body goes back into the state of homeostasis, and all that weight come back anyway. So, look, to each his own. I'm not trying to preach and tell anyone not to drive fast or anything like that. Because there's been plenty of people that come on my comment section telling me not to fast at all. You know, I'm just simply telling you guys that, you know, what I would do and what I wouldn't do. Because you guys wanted to know if I drive fast and what my opinion was on dry fasting. So pretty much that's it. I have a non-scale victory, but I'll share it with you guys next video. So let's weigh myself on day 143 of my 150 day fast and see exactly where I am at. Come, my darling, lovely assistant. All right. Okay, back 313, 314. So 313 I have backup, Angel. Let me, I always want to be seen on the scale. Thank you, sweetheart. All right, so 313 and a half on day 143, I believe. Last time I weighed myself, I was 328. So that tells me that, like, increasing my walk, the extra half hour is working. That's right. I started to increase my walk time, go a longer distance. But real quick, I'm able to bend down all the way and literally touch my toe, which allowed me to actually bend down and tie my shoes. You know, for the first time in a long time. Like, typically what I do is I slip on my sneakers as if they're slippers. So when I buy them, I like tie them up, you know, like as much as they can go, and then I put them on as slippers to see if they fit. Then I'll take them off and keep adjusting them until I get the right fit. And that's pretty much how I've been doing this for years. So the other day when I was going for my walk, I realized that I could literally bend down and tie them as tight as I want with no problem. Now, for a lot of you guys, you take it for granted. For me, this is a wonderful non-scale victory. And it also astonishes me because it's like, as I was getting bigger and I was losing these skills, all I kept doing is making excuses and adapting. And this is what leads to morbid obesity. Like, when we start losing certain things that we're able to do, instead of seeing it as like a danger, instead of seeing it as like, oh my God, I have to stop getting big and I have to turn around right now, we adapt. So this is why, like, some people end up bedridden and things like that. Oftentimes, I would watch My 600 Pound Life, and I would say to myself, how does someone allow themselves to get like that? And the thing is, if you remember from my first video, I almost became a victim of that because it was hard for me to get off the couch. If I didn't change my weight, eventually I wouldn't have been able to get off the couch. I would have been stuck there. But the difference is, my wife is not an enabler. She doesn't starve me until I'm able to walk again. You have a lot of time, you have enablers who, like, keep bringing people food while they're on the bed. Like, hey, look, he's hungry. No, he's not. He's too big. You know, but, like, you know, I know, like, I would never be bedridden because my wife wouldn't allow it. She would never be an enabler. She would literally, like, force me to die while I'm on the bed until I'm able to walk again. But then, of course, I probably would come up with excuses and, like, you know, still get big. But fortunately, because of my little inspiration, Faith had another plan for me. Guys, please like, subscribe, and share. More importantly, thank you, and I will see you guys on day 150. Take care. Bye.